Our PHANTEKS trip is brought to you by PHANTEKS, Cooler Master, and MSI.
Guys. We're at Cooler Master here, and I've received a surprisingly warm welcome. So thank you to whoever is watching this video from the Cooler Master booth. You guys are all awesome. But this, my friends, is finally the new Cosmos. The Galaxy, I guess, the new Galaxy, but the name here is the C700P. It has a lot of the traditional elements of the Cosmos lineup, but they've modernized it. So the handles are attached to the frame, and the feet, the case feet, follow the same design pattern. So now they're just like slightly more flat, but still remain with a lot of the curves that the traditional one have. There's a lot of cohesion from both the top and the bottom, and that's exactly what we want to see from the Cosmos lineup. So just as with the original Cosmos, the material choice here has a good balance of plastics and aluminum. So the main front panel here is plastic, and same thing on the dust filter underneath it. But the good thing is that it doesn't look like plastic, right? You see this and it almost feels like this is sandblasted aluminum, which is awesome because it has that cohesion factor from the visuals, but from a material perspective, it's slightly cheaper and it's slightly lighter because this enclosure is practically giant. So just as with the anniversary edition, the 25 years anniversary Cosmos, this one also has a tempered glass panel on this side that is curved, and it's curved twice, at the front and at the back. And we are told that the success rate for doing something like this on the manufacturing scale is about 20%. So I was like, we had a little awkward laugh about how inefficient the curving process would be, but they're still trying to fix the little inks on trying to improve that yield. It's one of the only panels that is curved on both sides in the case industry right now, and there's only one tempered glass panel on the side, on the main side, and one plain solid panel on the other side. But the cool thing is, they are removable and they swivel to open just like regularly. You can simply lift it over. They are swappable with the other side, so if that's something that you want to do, that's a possibility, because on the interior, you can actually either rotate, invert the motherboard so it's facing the other way, which is why the swappable side panel is important. And another cool thing is you can actually rotate the motherboard to face, for the GPUs to face up. So instead of them going for this traditional layout, everything kind of going in the back there, you can use the motherboard and rotating up to have this 90-degree rotation of the GPUs and all the cables and stuff. And that's pretty awesome, because we haven't seen something like this in that type of modularity aspect. We've seen from the Dark Base 900 where you can invert the motherboard, but you cannot invert it with a 90 degrees orientation. So it's really cool that they're bringing some new innovative features for the new Cosmos. Well done. So as I was talking with the engineers about the interior options and the interior choices they've made, so they do like this curved approach to this set of shroud that blocks off this front portion here, and I do like it too. It's got a little bit of angular design, so it continues with the Cosmos theme. They also have a power supply shroud. And what they will change, though, and this is something that I suggested for them to do, is to have this slightly shorter, so it doesn't feel like this entire interior is being so closed off. By opening up this interior a little bit, you'd have more room to work with, and I feel, especially with the glass panel, that when it's closed, it will reveal more of the interior. There's an SSD caddy mount here, and they're trying to find ways to utilize this cover, maybe potentially installing more SSDs, more drives, maybe potentially even having a magnetic window over here so you can open it if you want to reveal some of your drives inside. So what we've seen here isn't really final, but it's really good to get the feedback and then finally see what the finished product will be like in them trying to utilize this space as much as possible to be visually good and also just as functional. And for storage option, they decided to go a completely different route. So not the Cosmos, providing you like 13 hard drive brackets. This, my friends, this is gonna have more updated Master Case series type of hard drive cage, where you have little dots there and you can insert different types of drive cages or different drive brackets. So it's all good. Gone the 2012 drive cage, and we're back with a new. All right, so as part of the exterior ambience, so a couple of things to notice here. First, the LED lighting. Cooler Master has done a fantastic job with delivering nice ambient LED strips that in the past that you can connect, and that's exactly what we have installed on both sides, at the top and at the bottom. So there's a little that really cool cohesion there, and also the front panel I/O is illuminated around it. And something that will be changing is making it a little bit more cloudy, so that the ambience here is more of the not as harsh. You cannot see through the plastic, and they also will be swapping out the nasty gloss over here. So it's just a huge fingerprint grossness. It's got one 3.1 Type-C port, which is Gen 2, so that's awesome with the new motherboards coming out. Audio adapter, power button, a low and high fan speed control, and also a demo color and motherboard mode for the lighting. So you can switch if you want the color to cycle between, if you want individual colors. So let me just do it on camera. So as you can see, I can switch them however I want, or you can connect the LED, which goes to the hub, into your motherboard, and that way you can actually control the lighting of the case through the RGB fan headers on your motherboard. So that lighting hub, as you can see, it's in the red. Right now it's a prototype, so don't worry about how it looks, but that will have your fan controls and your lighting control, and from there maybe they'll also add a PWM connector into the motherboard, so you can control that entire situation, the fans and the lighting, through your motherboard instead of having to use the front I/O. But also, check this out, they've added this metal cover on the back, so it hides the cables and it's attached via screws. So it's not the most convenient things to remove, but it'd be nice if just on simple clips and stuff. But it does hide a lot of the cable mess, and potentially if you were to swap out the panel to be installed here, it will still, might give you the visual appearance of the back that I like. So for airflow, let's talk quickly about that. We have a removable front bracket that supports 360mm radiators, and there's also an optical drive at the top. And right now, ignore the dual slots here. It will just be one. The dust filter is built in, and it's very easily removable, just like we see on the master case. These panels simply just kind of open up like that. And this one opens up just enough. If you have an optical drive, it will pop out without interference. For the top airflow, with the same thing, 360mm radiator support or a 420mm radiator. So it also sits on a bracket that you can remove for easier installation. And price-wise, well, they haven't decided on exact the price yet, because this case is still sort of in this production stages, but it's a lot more finished than what we saw at CES. So they're thinking about $299 to $349, so around the price of the original Cosmos. Because of the materials and because of the rotated motherboard design, I'm very curious to see how they would implement that mounting process, because it has to be easy and it has to be convenient for you to actually utilize that, orientation benefit. So guys, let us know what you think of the Cosmos, the new C700P. That's a weird name, my friends, but I like it. I love the design direction they've taken to simplify and streamline and modernize the Cosmos lineup, and especially with this curved side panels, and very excited to see how they change up the interior so that it sort of suits both the enthusiast market and delivers everything that you want to expect at this price point. So guys, I'm Dimitri with Canucks. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.